is good? It is me, James, here, back with another video, and today we're here with another discussion video. Now, it's been a minute, I ain't gonna lie, it's been forever, but that don't matter. We're back. Third time's the charm or something like that, but we're back. I just had a burp, but my bad. Almost did it again. But here we are, talking about the Central Luminant and what it should be like. Now, before I start this video, I want y'all to know that this is what I think it should look like. All right, if you don't like this video, you don't like my opinion, you don't gotta get so mad. You can type in the comments, be like, yo, James, fuck you, this is a terrible idea, but you don't gotta get so mad. And another thing is that nothing I say is confirmed. All right, nothing about this shit is confirmed. It's just all like what I think the Central Luminant should look like. So let's get started. Now, the main problem why the Central Luminant hasn't been added is because, one, the devs don't really want to work on the Central Luminant, and two, well, Ragusa doesn't want to really add another area with just islands and a place to just go level up and max out your character or get more levels, just a harder place. Like, he does not want to do that shit. And I honestly, you know what, that's a fair point. I see where he's coming from. I wouldn't want to just get, like, I don't know, get to level 25 or like get an unlocked level cap just by going to the Central Luminant. That shit would be kind of ass. So my suggestion, now just peep what I'm gonna say. I know y'all gotta just peep game lock in, because some of y'all gonna click off as soon as I say the shit, is to make the Central Luminant like what K should have been. All right, now I know a lot of y'all just said, he just said something, make Rogue Lineage, or nah, make the Central Luminant like K. I know y'all probably saying, fuck nah, hell nah, this guy's a fucking idiot, hell nah. But y'all just gotta peep game lock in. All right, now when I say it should be like K, I don't mean it right now. I don't mean the state of K. All right, and if for y'all for all people who don't play Rogue Lineage and listen to this shit, y'all probably confused as hell. K is an area in this game called Rogue Lineage, which is essentially Deepwoken before its time, and was an area where you would go to get an Uber class, one of the final progressions of your character's class, and to get an edict and some other stuff. Basically, it was an endgame area where you could go and get a better character and have a lot of more fighting. Now, here's the problem with K and what happened to it. A lot of people did not like K. All right, no one really played K. All right, the Uber classes were, they were cool, but then the one thing that most people can all agree is that Uber mages, kind of fucked up K with their little flying abilities, and I'll agree with y'all there. That shit kind of ass. But the thing we all fail to realize is that K has so much potential. The map was, it was nice. There was so much to explore. There was the quest, different currencies, value and insight instead of silver, and there was so much to do. Now, what I think the Central Luminant should try and represent of K is to kind of be what K should have been. All right, K should have been this endgame cool area with lots of things to fight, lots of things to level up, things to progress and shit like that. But here's the thing with K is you couldn't go back to Gaia. You cannot go back to Gaia. As soon as you went into K, you were in K forever. All right, you can never leave. Now here's the thing, what I think the Central Luminant should be like. Once you go to the Central Luminant, you can obviously get a higher level cap, but there should be a thing to work towards the end, like an end game kind of thing that you can achieve that can be used in the Central Luminant. Now, some of y'all might be like, nah, we gotta be able to use it in all the Luminants, Etrian, East. We gotta be using it in all. And then there's gonna be some that are like, nah, it would be kind of better if it was only exclusive to the Central. But what I think this should be is something like the edicts. Now, if you don't know what an edict was, basically it was this form of endgame progression in Rogue Lineage where it was crazy. Just hear me out. Basically, you would progress your edict. Let's go for example, Blade Master. Right, you kill 150 players. A lot of y'all new Deepwoken players who are used to Deepwoken as a sandbox game are going, what, 150? Nah, that's way too much, bro. I cannot do that. But here's the thing, it's an end game progression. This gotta be something y'all gotta want to work towards. So if we added something, or I don't know why I'm saying we like I work for them. Hey, my bad, y'all. My bad for the disrespect. I do not fucking work on the Deep team. If the Deep devs were to add a system like the edicts into like Central Luminant, or just something that's hard to progress, pause, what the hell hard? Just something that's challenging to progress and takes a while, that would be honestly cool for the Central Luminant. All right, it'd be really cool to see. Now, do I think this shit will ever get added? Hell no. I'll probably be graduated by the time like fucking layer 3 comes out. If I'm being dead honest, if I'm being serious with y'all, Conquest, layer 3, that shit all dropping like I don't even know, after I graduate, and then I have to get a job, which is low-key, it's bad, bro. But that's aside from the video. Now, another thing that is very important, and what I think, and it's honestly kind of common sense about the Central Luminant, is that you got to be able to go back and forth. You got to be able to go back from the Central Luminant to the Eastern. Now, the only reason I'm mentioning this is because of the K thing, bro. I'm telling you, if they make it kind of resemble it what K should have been, but better, the Central Luminant could work out, you know, because Deepwoken is a lot better than Rogue Lineage in, you know, the grand scheme of things. All right, personally, I like playing Rogue right now because it's something new to me, and I've pretty much done a lot in Deepwoken, so it's nothing new. But if the Central Luminant was to kind of resemble or represent what K should have been, you know, have bosses, you know, endgame areas, endgame stuff to do, and a lot of shit that would just be cool. A new kind of currency. A new currency would be tough as hell. Tell me who the fuck would not want a currency on motherfucking, like, a new currency, all right? Now, we kind of got that with crowns, all right? But I'm gonna be honest. When I saw crowns, I low-key thought it was like some tough new, like, currency, like something that we could actually get. Turns out it's some bullshit world events. All right, you get it from world events, and that shit happens every hour, and it's tedious to grind crowns, if I'm being dead ass. And it doesn't even drop from fucking, what's it called, Carnival of Hearts. So, you know, what's really the point? So, to summarize, what I think the Central Luminant should be like is it should represent K, but it should be what K should have been in its prime, because a lot of y'all YouTube, like a lot of motherfuckers that played Rogue Lineage know that K was so shit. Right? It was hyped as fuck. Everyone was like, damn, y'all, K, yo, K's so tough. But then like everyone kind of, you know, it went downhill. You know, everyone stopped playing that shit. Even Agamatsu said it, you know, in one of his very old Rogue Lineage videos. He even said there's some problems with K, and I can honestly agree with him on there. But that's besides the point. So if y'all like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later, and bye.